Well, it seems that everything that just went from hopeful is now drowning into a never-ending sea of despair. What with the 12 are gathering to all meet Fairy Heart. You all know Mavis. And Seraph is already dear. Technically, I would say Alvarez has already won this war. So please, where is hope already? Because the chapter was basically what I expected. Elaine totally thrashed Mira Jane. She didn't even have any chance to fight back. And well, it turns out that Elaine is much, much crazier than any of us thought. We thought she was crazy when she turned Hisue into a rat. Well, she seems to have a bit of a sexual thrill from watching ladies be tortured, and she calls her swords her children. Either way, she binds Mira with the ropes of the dark woman, and then melts her skin and a bit of her clothing with the acid one. The one who stops the torture is none other than August, with Brandish, who have reached the place. Turns out the Springham has actually not met each other for a very long time. For I don't know if this is just sarcasm or if she really means it, but Elaine says, "It's been a while since I've seen you, Brandish. You have grown well." Which probably means that either Elaine is someone who holds away from the public eye, or she's just so ignorant that she doesn't know. It also turns out that August's personality is a little bit more mysterious than we thought. He is one who values honor. That can be seen when he tried to kill the Natsu Dragneel group when they decided to do an underhanded technique. But he also do not seem to like Mayleen's hobbies of torture, nor does he like the fact that Elaine took matters in her own hand to use Universe 1. She says it's because she met Acnologia, but we all know it was not because of that. It was not only because of that. So August is demanding them all to mate up with the Majesty, and Elaine is shown to be pretty childish, saying, "I don't want that." But then August just gives her a glare and says, "This is my decision as the general of the Spring and 12, which probably mean he is the ultimate leader. I mean, it may be Inveld, maybe the second in command, but it seems August is the leader. Does that mean his magic power is stronger than Elaine's? Well, Mira Jane can only quiver in fear for both their magics. So, in order to wrap this up, August shoots Mira Jane in the heart. Yeah, with one laser beam. They don't have time to torture. But it turns out she was spared. By Brandish, nonetheless. She managed to make the wound small just in time before it pierced her heart, and Lizana get back to Mira Jane's side and when they had left. So even though Brandish was betrayed by Mest, I was pretty sure she would betray I would, after being betrayed by Fairytale's trust and being brainwashed by Mest, I was actually surprised the fact that she decided to spare try to extend Mira Jane's life by sparing it. Maybe she really does have an honor. Also, on a side note, the two angel sisters have met, but Surano refuses to acknowledge Yukino as a sister because, well, not because of hatred, but only because she is someone who has committed sins. And she cannot acknowledge her as a sister because she's not worthy of being called a sister until her sins are forgotten. So that's just some love there. But the real deal of this chapter was the ending. It's as the 12 are gathering, Demera has ended up in a place of unknown origin, where she's still desperately trying to click everything and get stopped from doing. But the one who saves her is none other than the final member of the Springham. Turned out to be a man Well, we do not know exactly because the name was not exactly clear. He seems to have a power to ascend souls to heaven, giving them a free death, almost like. That's almost cruel, but at the same time kind. His name was Rakid, and that was just his first name. His real name is Rakid Dragneel, the White Dragon. Okay, I did not see that one coming. Another Dragneel? Shouldn't Seraph and Natsu be the only ones left? Okay, this war is certainly turning into enormous amount of despair. And the fact that Aspringham has now found Demara, that means they're just gonna pull off her anti-magic chains, and once that's done, everything is over. You have to realize that, right? The Ulter was the only one who could stop her magic, and that was just a thought projection. I don't know if she can do it again. And the only thing that can hurt Demara completely is God's magic, so once he frees her, then everything should be over. Everything. So please don't let that happen. The fact that all the Springhams are alive, spared, is actually now, for the first time, becoming a double-edged sword to the fairy tale. They don't take lives. They don't. But now, with them Springhams alive, and all gathering to be at His Majesty's side, that is Seraph, even I have to wonder, is it really wise to spare their lives? The only one who died was Bradman. So yeah, what will happen now? And moreover, who is this Raki Dragneel? He seems to have two swords, or is there some kind of line back about him that is very similar to the one God Serena wielded. In fact, I think he even looks like God Serena, but they're not related. He's related to Natsu and Seraph. How? How is he related? A distant ancestor? I know that's impossible. Seraph was the only Dragneel, and he couldn't possibly have made love to a woman. He would have killed her. Moreover, Natsu was just a child as end, so there's no way he could have done the two. Is this a cousin that became an ancestor? I mean, this just gives a lot of questions. Who the hell is this Raki Dragneel? Moreover, he's called the White Dragneel. I guess that must be because of soul power. Could he also... Is that his Dragon Slayer magic? I mean, is he a Dragon Slayer? Someone who uses souls? There was said that Acnologia had power to rip out souls. Is that a connection, perhaps? If that's the same power, then we are really having trouble. So yeah, the Springham 12 are gathering. They are being freed. One of the strongest, Mira Jane, was completely wrecked. So, please, just give me Nakama power already and defeat this Springham. What awaits? Don't know. Give me your thoughts if you have any.